let's color grade in 4 or 5 simple nodes. Stay with me, this will change your workflow. I promise you, this tutorial will change your approach to color grading. All right, so this is my footage in DaVinci Resolve. I'm using DaVinci Resolve 20, and I'm using the free version for you to see that that's not a limit. This footage was shot with FX6 S-Log3 gamut. All right, so you come here, you look for your hero shot. This was a live music recording which I handled, I directed. All right, so let's put it somewhere here where we can see their faces and everything, all the backup artists standing there. All right, so what we're gonna do is obviously, you know, this is your node. We're gonna use 4 or 5 nodes, right? And to bring in your node, you right click and you go to add node, add serial, okay, or the short form is option S. 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 nodes. There we go. And now we're going to name our nodes, right? We're going to name our node. The first one, I'm going to name it white balance, WB. The next one, I'm going to name it, I go to node label. I'm going to name this node my balance, right? Balance or contrast. And then this, I'm going to name it saturation. Yeah, sat. This will be my conversion node, which is my CST, and then this last one will be my lot, right? So basically these first 4 nodes, it's me more of doing my color correction, right? My color correction, and then from CST down, my lots, I'm trying to do the grading itself, which will just be with a click of a button. All right, so your white balance, first thing, very easy. White balance is not complicated at all. You know, DaVinci Resolve has made it very easy. So what you have to do is just come here. Don't crack your head. Okay, just come here to your color picker here. You click it, you take the picker node, you go to the white part of your image. As you can see, these guys are wearing white. When I put it there, you can see the numbers there. It's reading RGB, R155, G155, B155. Sorry, R155, yeah, G155, B151. So you can see the white is already, when white balance, it's like almost perfect, right? Almost perfect. Come here, you see the number. Once your RGB values are close, you know that your white balance is good. But if your white balance is off, the RGB values on your white part or on your darkest area will be totally far apart. All right, so what you just do, you come to the whitest part. Let's assume it's not properly white balance. It's not properly white balance. You just click the whitest part. Once you click, DaVinci Resolve automatically balances your white. So if you want to look at the values again, I click and I come, it gives me 152, 152, 153. More perfect. At times you would get the same 152, 152, 152 reading all through. So you see my white looks more perfect. So my white balance is done. We're done with that. Now the next thing is, so let's go fix our color space transform. Let's convert this from S-Log to Rec 709. So you come here to the effect panel and you go to your search bar here and you type color. Right? Once you type it, you're going to see your CST, right? Color space transform. You drag and you put it in the node. Once you put it, it opens a drop down menu here for you, a drop down bar. All right, in here you can see our focus is right here. Input color space, input gamma, output color space, output gamma. What this simply is, it's telling you to feed the software the information of the camera and then the information you want it to output the color, which is always mostly in Rec 709. Rec 709 is a color science which is acceptable. Everything you watch on television, on your phone, on your gadget is in Rec 709. It's pleasing to the eyes. So here, our footage was shot on FX6 X-Log 3 gamut. So I'm going to come here, input color space. I'm going to look for S-Log, S-Gamut. So you can see Sony S-Gamut, Sony S-Gamut 3, Sony S-Gamut 3 Cine. So short on Sony S-Gamut, short on Sony S-Gamut Cine. So I click it, immediately I click it, you can see something happened. It brought a little bit of color into my footage. Out, in. You can see the difference, out, in. Okay, that's the beginning of something. Now the input gamma now is S-Log 3. So we go look for S-Log 3. As you can see, there's a list of different cameras here. S-Log 3, we get that, and voila. Immediately our footage has changed. Immediately our footage has changed. As you can see, the colors have come out. It's looking clean, looking nice. Okay, so from here we're going to take it to the next level. Output color space and output gamma. I don't change this because I've already done the changes in my setting. If I'm to show you that quickly, when you come here to your setting panel here, you go to color management. My color science is DaVinci Y RGB. My timeline color space is Rec 709A, and my output color space is same as timeline. So because I already have this setup here, I don't need to put it here again. If I didn't put it there, then I'll have to change it here. And failure to often have that setting as a default setting on your computer. That is why at times when you finish your project, you export it, you render it, you watch it on your TV screen, the color look different from what you were seeing in DaVinci Resolve. It's because of that setting. So you really need to pause it and put that setting on your computer. I'm using a MacBook M1 for this example here. All right, so that's fine. We're done with that. So we can come here now to our balance, just to balance the image, to balance our dark, the shadows and the highlight. As you can see, we are crushing our shadow a little bit, which is not pretty bad, but it depends on the look which we're going for. So I'll just want to lift up the shadow a little bit. Now this is a decisive choice here. Okay, so I just want to lift up the shadows a little bit to 0.03. Okay, so I can just have a little bit more detail in my shadow area. All right, at times if I want to do more, I just go to the HDR, but remember I'm showing you a very quick way of color grading. All right, balance on my highlight. If you look at my parade here, okay, I'm already hitting my 95 range here. Let me just bump up my mid-tone a little bit, just to give me a little bit of detail. Okay, somewhere there. All right, I'm happy with that for now. And then I'm going to come here to saturation. I wouldn't want to add too much saturation to it. So from coming here from 50, let's just add a value of say 7, somewhere around here. I think I'm happy with what I have right now. Okay, so this is very quick. As you can see, we've taken it from this to this, right? Just using 3-4 nodes. Now lastly, it's your lot, right? You want to give it the kind of look which you want. So you're going to come here. DaVinci Resolve, I've got default lots imputed in it. So you come, you pick whichever one, and you can also import your own lot. When you put your mouse hovering over the lots, it will show you the look of how your footage will look like. So you decide. This is a creative decision. You decide on how you want your footage to look like. But I'm just going to use the teal and orange, yeah, which is a very common lot, which we use a lot. So you can see with just clicking that, my footage is already looking stunning. It's looking from this, I've moved from this to this. Okay, from that to that, I can decide to maybe go back to my balance and maybe give it a little bit more shadow. Okay, and you can see my skin tone. Let's look at our skin tone. Go into the vector scope. Let's look at the skin tone. You can see my skin tone is falling on the skin tone line. You can see, and that is because That is because this footage is properly white balance, right? Properly exposed, properly white balance. My skin tone falls in place. Once your skin tone falls directly on the skin tone line, you know that every other color will fall in place. Okay, so white balancing your footage is very, very important. My skin tone of my subject is right where I want it to be, looking good. Okay, if I want to bump up their skin tone, bump up the mid tone a little bit, I can always come here to my color slice and say just increase the saturation. You know, if I go wild, you know, you get that. So I just, if you do this, it will show you the areas where it will affect. You can see it's more of the skin tone of the subject. So I might just want to take it from 10 to 104. You know, subtle change is what does the magic when you're color grading. Or you don't need to do any wild change. Subtle change brings a great change to your footage. So this is how you can easily color grade your footage. This is an FX6 footage which I've just color graded, just taken from this to this. This can work for your Canon, for Fuji, for Lumix, any other footage which you want to do. You quickly do it and you move to the next project. You don't need to spend days, hours editing your project. This is fine. As you can see, this is looking good. I'm pretty happy with this. My color is looking rich, skin tones is looking good. If you want to add another node, which I forgot to add, will be your sharpness, just to sharpen the image, right? Can just do that. Come to this blur tool here, blur to blur, and then you just bring this down from 50 to 47 or 46. Yeah, just slightly, because you know when you shoot in log, you know it's your sharpness is slightly reduced. So doing that perfectly. So with this, you have your footage color graded easily. Your project is done and you move to the next thing. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, support us by clicking the like button and also dropping a comment so that we can be able to do more tutorials like this for you to enhance your editing workflow. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.